Привет, меня зовут Катя Исакова, я корреспондент отдела
Hello, I'm Katya Isakova. I'm from Telecommunications Department. I write about information security. That's why I'm here. And this is my assistant today who's going to tell me about this particular range. Hello once again, my name is Vladimir Nazarov, who never seen me before in the morning broadcast. I'm responsible for SCADA in Positive Technologies and responsible for the cyber range, for the SCADA part of it, which is one of the sweetest pieces for hackers who today at 10 a.m. have started the game, and they should get to the controllers, to the control systems over our different elements which are represented in this cyber range, and they should realize non-accessible events, and they should win some first place maybe. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Can you tell me, please, so what's going to be the beginning? What is this? The first object. What is this? Okay, let's give a side viewing trip to those who didn't see the previous games. We have 12 sections. First three sections is the industry, oil, gas, production industry, which is responsible for oil. Starting from here, this is oil production. Downstream, two different elements. These are, on the left side, you see the electric centrifugal pumps, which pump the oil from the subsoil of our Earth. And on the right side, you see the pump stations, which are also pumping and also produce the oil. Also, the oil goes to the measuring device, then it goes to the oil preparation system, and then the oil is being transported. Oil transportation is realized differently through the sea transportation by tankers, and we also have the elements of production in the sea, offshore platform. Here it is. So the oil transportation, in Russia mostly, it is done through the pipeline transportation and oil pumping stations. And the final, how does it happen? With the railroad transportation. This blue automatic oil product pumping station into the railroad trucks and transportation of oil products by the railroad transportation, and the storage of all the oil products is happening in the reservoirs where the oil is being stored and oil products are stored as well. A little bit later, all these will be pumped through the pipes to the oil refineries, which are closer to us. On the right side, you see it's steaming, all these pipes and chimneys. But we will go there a little bit later. So the first element which in this production available to hackers is our pumps. You see the picture that is available from the SCADA and Allen Buran controller, which is controlling these pumps right now. You have a question? Yeah, I've been told that it's possible to do the oil spill if it is desirable. Can you tell me, please, how this will happen? And did you have precedents like that previously in some other countries? Yes, we can show you an example with oil pumping station that I've been speaking about previously, this blue one. Therefore, approximately, well, that's how the control system looks like. You see the big green circles on top. These are pumps which are pumping the oil products, and auxiliary systems at the bottom. It's like sensors, valves, and flanges. And another one is a system of wave prevention, which prevents hydro waves during the launch and stop of the pumping aggregates, because the pressure is very big. So these different things like hydro impacts can physically damage the pipelines. So I would like to ask my assistant, and what are we going to see if the hacker will disconnect the water hammer effect, implosion effect? And well, on this image we have valves at the input and output to the motors. Suddenly you will open or close it. This will lead to the situation that there will be a pressure hammer effect, and you will look here, it will happen right here, and this will lead us to the situation that at a certain moment of time the pipe can break due to this liquid hammer effect, and the oil will be spilled, hydraulic pressure effect.
Как-то у нас, мне кажется, пока ничего не
Well,
потекло, но мы сейчас что-нибудь сделаем.
nothing has leaked, but we'll do something else. So that's how it is being visualized if some successful problem happens. For example, the pipes which are under the emergency, the pumps are stopping, it becomes red, and that's how the successful hacker attack should look like. Awful. We hope that nothing like that will happen in real life,
Так, пойдемте дальше.
but this is possible.
Пойдем.
Let's move on.
Я продолжу рассказ, да, соответственно, дальше у нас
Well, I will continue my conversation, our story. This is the oil processing factory.
продукты, ну, готовая добытая нефть, добавляют,
The produced oil is being delivered to this refinery and being processed. Well, about the storage that you see right here, we have two
то есть если хакеры
attack scenarios. First one is the overflow, if the hackers will be able to switch on the pumps which are pumping oil products inside of these storage facilities, and you see that liquid of this yellow color which symbolizes the gasoline that is being processed.
на макете именно саму нефть, она непрозрачная.
We have the problem of showing the oil which is non-transparent, so inside you see there's red
Пожаротушение, вот там
ring.
красные бочонки,
It's the foam fire extinguishers, and these are different systems which in case of fire should quickly liquidate the burning oil products which are being combusted. Well, hackers can go to them and switch on this system, false activation, false positives, which will bring to the pollution and destruction of the products in big volumes.
Это, конечно, очень интересно. Володя, я
Well, this is very interesting, Vladimir.
рисовала, я не терпится
I was really
вот к этому
interested, and I want to go to this live section where everything is blinking so brightly. It looks like something more interesting,
колесо обозрения.
like amusement park. How the amusement park can be attacked,
Способных людям, в конце концов.
and how can you destroy the entertainment of people? It's going to be even much worse. Let's go to this bright, attractive. Well, the boys love factories and plants, and not the amusement park. Well, on the amusement park,
колесо обозрения.
the main central element is this wheel.
Опасности. Вот система управления, которая за него отвечает. Это
Well, the control system which is responsible for this ferry wheel.
в нем
And here's this location where the controller is installed is ICP DOS controller 84th series, and the SCADA which shows the current condition of where and what and which parameters are being monitored in this ferry wheel. It's a complicated thing. So basically speaking, you understand there is a emergency stop, but according to the legend, we have invented that inside we use a certain standard engine
продуктовой линейки этой компании. Вот.
which is used in the big product line of this company, and the wheel is a medium-sized wheel. So generally speaking, it has a big capacity reserve. So if you will go into its engineering menu and if you will put it to the maximum, it will make this wheel rotate very fast, and the emergency will happen and this wheel might roll away. Technically, we're going to show you how it's going to look like if a successful emergency will happen. Okay, that's it. Everything happened. You were able to see it.
Спросить, чем вы вдохновлялись, когда
Can I
вы
ask you,
придумали такой сценарий?
what have inspired you when you've invented scenario like this? Was it some
Или действительно был такой случай?
Destiny Point movie, or was there a really case like
На
that?
самом деле, прям таких случаев, когда колесо падало.
Honestly speaking, cases like that when the ferry wheel was falling away, there were not. But when the control system have stopped and the wheel have stopped on level, well, several years ago, similar ferry wheel have stopped in winter, and it was very high. It's like 50-meter high, and it was long time to take people from top booths, and many people got frozen, people got cold, and psychological trauma, and they've been worked by psychiatrists. So we multiplied it, we have rotated in our head, and we were able to invent this particular scenario.
Здорово. А еще
Wonderful.
вопрос, а насколько вообще парки
I have another
аттракционов,
question.
обеспокоены
What about the amusement
безопасностью?
parks?
Действительно ли
How do they worry about their own security, and do they really protect their own systems? What is your opinion about it? Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm responsible for the industrial system of management. As for the SCADA systems, people understand, and this topic is really... We see screens, and we see a lot of different problems, and all big manufacturing companies who manufacture these products, they do worry about security, cybersecurity, and they do it cognitively. And of course, they invest money into the cybersecurity and provide security for the companies and for the equipment that is being used by them. That's my idea. Okay, let's move on to the amusement park. In here, you see the station, railroad station. You see it next to the amusement park, and this platform, you see the information board, which informs the passengers about the time and date of arrival of the train, the number of the train, and other informational system. Well, last year, Katya, maybe you don't know because you haven't been here. Last year, and in May, the recent event, it was one of the risks that was exploited most often. Most of the teams were able to put any text on those screens. Well, they were limiting their fantasies because it says in our objective only text with the name of your team. Yeah. But generally speaking, if I remember it properly, in the end of this year, there was a similar story in Belarus. Some cyber guerrillas were able to get to the system, and they've disconnected practically... Well, in all big systems of railroad information were disconnected. And somewhere in Iran, they had similar situation. They also have pictures where in a big city, on big train stations, at the railroad information boards, they had some logo like an eagle instead of information system, instead of the news. Maybe something, other interesting things you to hear about. Well, I understand about this, but I've seen some other interesting facilities. The airport. Can we go there?
Ну, аэропорт это вообще, на мой взгляд,
Well, airport, to my point of view, this is something most dangerous. How can you break something in the airport? Can you damage something in the airplane? Can you tell me more about this, please? Well, there's a lot of stories about hackers who've been connecting to the system, entertainment system inside of the airport and connected to the onboard airport system, and they almost started controlling the engines. I've read this in the internet. Well, in our case, we are related mostly with the airport systems and dispatcher systems. For example, we see the system of controlling the baggage line, and let's get closer here so that viewers can see it. So in this part of the building, we had the outbound flights and registration desks. But during this event, we have changed it so that next time we will show it again. But on the other side of the building, we have the dispatch control tower and the baggage line. And you see there are small bags are traveling in this baggage line, and there's a door on your side, and this door can be closed and opened. For example, let's ask them to change the camera view, and you'll be able to see how this door is open and closed. Do you have a question? Yeah. Generally, I think I've learned so many things today. Our time is up. So I would like to say thanks to you for the sightseeing trip. There was a lot of unexpected things. I didn't know that you can rotate the ferry wheel and it will roll away in the direction of the forest and power plant. We'll hope that nothing like that will ever happen, because information security companies will be following this carefully. Thank you very much.